students, a very good morning to you. How are you? I hope you all okay and doing your study properly. Let's continue our chapter 5 of class 12, that is principles of inheritance and variation. In my last class, I have told about the deviations of Mendel's law. So we will continue this topic, deviations of Mendel's law. Means what are the other laws given by other naturalists or scientists which is not follow Mendel's laws of inheritance. So the first we have studied about law of incomplete dominance. Law of incomplete dominance, which we studied yesterday. Today we will study about law of codominance. In incomplete dominance, we saw that how both the parental characters are not expressed in the F1 generation. But when we consider to Mendel's law, Mendel told that the first generation or the character which express itself in the first generation is dominance. But in complete dominance, both the parental characters are not expressed. Here, the law of codominance represents that how both the parental characters are equally dominating. So we can define it when both the parental characters are equally dominating is called as law of codominance. Clear, students? So we can understand this codominance by taking the example of blood group. Or we can say blood group is also considered as multiple allelism. Why this is called multiple allelism? Because a single gene contains many alleles. As we know, chromosome exist in pairs, DNA exists in pairs, gene exists in pairs, and alleles also exist in pairs. So one gene has the ability to carry two alleles, but here in case of blood group, there are more than two alleles. That's why it is called as multiple allelism. Or if the question will ask, give an example of multiple allelism, then you can write blood group. So let's understand how a single gene has many alleles. So for blood group, the gene encoded is called as the I gene. And the I gene has three different alleles. One is IA, another is IB, and the third one is IO. And these three alleles, to study about blood group, we can't consider a single person or two or three persons. To study about all these four different type of blood groups which will form these three alleles, four different type of blood groups are formed from these three alleles. We have to study about multiple persons, means about a large population, to know all these blood groups, how these blood groups are formed. So we can make a cross between these alleles. As I have told you, each gene has place for two alleles. Suppose out of these three, only two can exist in a gene. Means if you have blood group A, it may be one allele from your father and one allele from your mother. So suppose if you have blood group A, then IA from your father and IA also from your mother. Then where will be the rest of two alleles? So to know about this, for our complete information about blood group, we should take a cross or do a cross, and let's see how different blood groups are expressed in different people. So let's make the cross. As I have told you, let's write the alleles like this. IA, here IB, IO, this will cross with IA. Again IA, IB, IO, same IA, IB, IO. And each allele should be crossed with each once. means IA, here we will cross IB, and here we will cross IO, means here also 3 alleles, here also 3 alleles. So let's do the cross IA with IA, IB with IA. So here we can write, suppose this is the allele which is present in the male partner in the gamete, and this is in the female. This is the genotype, means what is the gene content, and this is the phenotype which blood group will express. Clear? So IA crossed with IA, then the genotype will be, means the gene will contain both IA and IA, and the phenotype will be IA. As we know that when both the alleles are same or homozygous, they express themselves. So here both the alleles are same, that's why blood group A is expressed. But if we know the concept behind it, between IA, IB and IO, IB and IO means IA and IB are equally dominating. So why they are equally dominating? In the RBC, in the human RBC, IA and IB produce the sugar, means they produce the glycoprotein, and that sugar is slightly different from each other, due to which when they come from two different parents, then only one will not express. Both of the alleles are expressed. That's why it is called as codominance. But here IO is recessive. This is recessive. IA and IB are dominant. It means when IO comes with IA or IB, then IO will not express as it is recessive. So why it is recessive? It will produce no sugar. It will produce no sugar on RBC. But IA and IB, they produce slightly different sugar, slightly different sugar on RBC, due to which they are equally dominating, and when O comes with these alleles, O will recessive. So from this we can conclude that IA and IB express codominance when they come from both the parents, and if IO come with them, means either IO come with IA or it come with IB, then IO will not express. Then when will IO express? As we know, any recessive trait will express itself when it is homozygous. So IO will be expressed when both the alleles from both the parents must have IO alleles. In this case, O blood group will be formed. So let's see this. So you can see here IA crossed with IA, the phenotype is A. IB with IA means IA, IB, it will express AB. Then IO, IA means IA, IO. As I have told you, when O comes with IA, O will not express, AO will be not expressed because O is recessive. When come with IA, so the blood group will be A. Next, IA is crossed with IB, IB with IB, and IO with IB. So here we can write as IA, IB, then IB, IB, then IB and IO. And the phenotype will be, here the blood group is AB, here the blood group is B. Why B? Because both the alleles are same. And here also B. Why? Because it comes with O. And when it comes with O, it is dominant and O is recessive. Next, IA is crossed with IO. IB is crossed with IO. IO is crossed with IO. So let's see. IA, IO, the phenotype or the blood group will be A. Then IB, IO, then the phenotype will be B. Here IO and IO. In this case, only the blood group O will express. you can see only blood group O expressed when it is homozygous or when both the alleles are same, means come from both the parents have same. So here you can see that A is the blood group, AB is the blood group and B, O. So A, B, AB and O, 4 different type of blood groups we can see in the human population. If we consider all the human beings on the earth, then they have these 4 type of blood group, A, B, AB and O. But in case of some animals, wild animals, suppose for example monkey, in monkey the blood group is represented as M and N. Clear students? So this is how codominance is deviated from Mendel's law, means how both the alleles are equally dominating. Clear? So next topic is your pleiotropy. Next topic is pleiotropy. What do you mean by pleiotropy? This is also deviation from Mendel's law. As we know that in pleiotropy, what happens? Single gene controls many characters. Here, single gene controls many characters. And we can take the example of a starch grain. Suppose a starch grain is big in size and have more starch in it, and another is small in size. For big size we take as capital B and small size we take small b. But when the cross is done between them, then the genotype is capital B small b, but the phenotype is the intermediate size. But it will also not follow Mendel's law. Why? Because it is intermediate in size and the starch present in it also not like the capital letter. Although it express the phenotypically, or although it follows phenotypically Mendel's rule, but the amount of starch present in it is intermediate. Here large, here small and here intermediate. This also deviates Mendel's law. Next example we can see polygenic inheritance. What is polygenic inheritance? When many genes control a single character. Polygenic inheritance. So how we will define this? When many genes control a single character. So we can also understand this polygenic inheritance by taking example. Here I am giving you the example of skin color. You may see many people having different colors. They have different colors. Some are white, some are black, some are yellowish, some are greyish, some are whitish, some are so black, some are so white. So how this is possible? This is not only possible due to the secretion of hormone or due to the melatonin that is secreted from the pineal gland. This is also controlled by the parental gene. Means skin color is inherited. This character is inherited by us. Inherited by us from our parents. So let's see what are the genes that control skin color. The skin color is controlled by 3 different genes, that is A, B, C. Means it will be A, B, B and C. This is dominant. And dominant skin color is black. If you have black, or if you are black in color, then your genes are dominant, due to which your color is black. And if you are white, then the gene will be small a, small b and small c, small c. Suppose one's father is black having these genes and mother is white having these genes, the zygote may contain A, B, B, C, C. It may contain any alleles. If it may contain these alleles, means capital A, small a, capital B, small b and capital C, small c, then the zygote will be, we can't say here black, as I have told you, different type of skin color. So here intermediate color will be seen, means samla color will be seen in the zygote. Same, if one is black, if both the parents are black but their offspring is white, in this case what happen? In this case must be the parents having the genes like this, capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C, small c. Suppose this is the gene of father and father phenotypically expressed as black, and here is the mother, capital A, capital B, small b, capital C, small c, and mother is white. Mother is black, but the zygote formed is white. Suppose your father and mother is black but you are white. How this is possible? In this case, the allele must be come from here is small a, also from mother small a, small b, small c, small c. In this case, you will express the color as white. So like skin color, many other characters are present in us, which we inherit from our parents. Also follow the polygenic inheritance, like our intelligence and hair color also. As we have different type of hair colors, some are black, some are grey, some are white. Not only in India but also if you see the whole world and different places of the world, then the people have different type of hair color also. So hair color is also controlled by many genes, and we can take this as example of polygenic inheritance. Clear? So next let's study about Mendel's dihybrid cross. That is inheritance of two genes. Mendel's dihybrid cross or inheritance of two genes. Next topic is Mendel's dihybrid cross or inheritance of two genes. So let's understand what is, as I have told you, on inheritance Mendel gave three laws. One is law of dominance, second one is law of segregation, and third one is law of independent assertment, out of which we have studied law of dominance and law of segregation after Mendel's monohybrid cross. The third law, which is your law of independent assertment, that is given by Mendel after his dihybrid cross. So let's see how dihybrid cross gives the theory or gives the law about Mendel's law of independent or law of independent assertment. For know this, we have to choose here the parent that contains two genes. In case of monohybrid cross, we choose one parent is tall and another parent is dwarf. Means tall is a single gene, tall is controlled by a single gene, and dwarf is controlled by a single gene. But here parent is single but gene is two. Means each parent have two genes. And when these two genes are crossed with each other, then what will be the result? So we can understand this through the cross. So let's take the example. Let's take the example of two gene, that is one is round with yellow and another is wrinkled with green. Wrinkled with green. Round is the shape. Round is the shape and yellow is the shade color. and both shape and shade color are dominant. Here wrinkled is the shape and green is the color. They are both are here recessive. These characters are recessive, whereas these characters are dominant. So as we know, the letters choose for these genes. For round we choose capital letter, capital R, capital, and for yellow we choose capital Y, capital Y. Same for wrinkle we choose small r, and for green we choose small y, small y. Clear, students? So as we know that when the parent is diploid, then when it will form haploid gamete, then it goes through meiosis. So here this is also diploid, this is also diploid, means contains two alleles. Same here. So only a single allele will come from this, and from here also a single allele. So it gives the gamete, means this parent gives the gamete that is contain R and Y, and this parent gives R and Y, small r, small y. And when they cross with each other, then capital R, capital Y, small r, small y, and this is the F1 generation. And in F1 generation, we can see the phenotype or the morphology of the pea plant is looks round and yellow. Although we crossed between the dominant and recessive character, only the dominant is expressed. So to know the rest of the characters where they go, Mendel again self-cross between the F1 progeny, means capital R, capital Y, small y into capital R, capital Y, small y. So for our easy understanding, here we can use the Punnett square and we can make gametes, the pairing of gametes, and can arrange these gametes in Punnett square, and the gametes formed will be capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. 4 different type of gametes will be formed, and here same 4 different type of gametes will be formed. Capital R, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small r, and small y. So we will arrange these gametes in a Punnett square and can see how they express different characters of the pea plant. So let's make the Punnett square. As you know, Mendel uses Punnett square to arrange the traits. So in monohybrid cross, we make 4 blocks as it has 2 alleles or 2 traits. So 2 to the power n means 2 to the power 2 is equal to 4. 4 blocks are formed, but here we are doing dihybrid cross. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can write 2 to the power 4 is equal to 16. We will make here 16 blocks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will arrange these gametes capital R, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. Again same gametes as we are doing self cross, means same gametes will be crossed with each other for the second time to give the filial generation 2. So here capital R, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. You can write this is the male and this is female. These are male gametes and these are female gametes. They will fertilize with each other to form the zygote. Let's see what is the shape and color of the zygote. So this will multiply with this, then this, and write like this. So capital R, capital Y, capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. I bring R and R close to each other. Here capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, capital Y, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Like this, you can multiply this trait or this gamete with this and write in this block. Then like this. This is your task. You will do this. you will fill the blocks or the checkerboard, which is Punnett square, and find the phenotypic and genotypic ratio. Phenotypic and genotypic ratio. Clear, students? This should be done by you, filled by you, then you will send to me. Next, there is another cross. You should practice yourself by taking the characters, means by doing your dihybrid cross by taking the characters tall with green pod. Tall and green. Here tall is the height and green is the pod color. This is dominant. And with this you should cross dwarf and yellow. This is dwarf is also height and yellow is pod color. This is dominant and this is recessive. This is dominant and this is recessive. For dominant, you can take the letters as for tall capital T capital T, for green capital G capital G, and here we are considering about the pod color. So pod color green is dominant. So here you should do this yourself with small t and small g. Also find out the phenotype and genotype, then send to me. So students, this is all about your deviations of Mendel's law for today. In the next class, we will study about chromosomal theory of inheritance.